Hello and welcome. In today's video we are going over the latest Vision GT added to Gran Turismo 7. Now, I know we aren't really big fans of Vision GTs. We would prefer actual cars being added to the game, but this might actually be a Vision GT that you want to own. So this is the Italdesign Vision GT, and as you can see we actually get two variants, the street variants and an off-road variant. The power levels are exactly the same, the weight is exactly the same. The only difference between the two of them is the height of the vehicle. The off-road version is just 150 millimeters higher than the street version. Now they both cost 1 million credits, so let's see, is there a need to actually own both? Now the car has very good performance. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was expecting it to be subpar after the whole hype that Ferrari had with their Vision GT, and when it came to its actual performance, the car was terrible. Now this is a really good performing vehicle. So this car has a V10 with a hybrid system added on top of it, producing over 1,200 brake horsepower. And now this is sent down to the ground through an individual wheel drive system. Not an all-wheel drive system, individual wheel drive. So that basically means each wheel has its own motor that it puts power and sends power to just make sure the car has as much power all the time, every time. But what it actually feels like is an all-wheel drive vehicle that has its power getting sent more to the rear wheels, because this car actually slides out. It's actually really fun to drive. The only really downside about it is the looks of the vehicle, and that has nothing to do anything. It honestly just reminds me of a Hot Wheel. You know, it's Hot Wheels that is Hot Wheels Creations, and you know, I'm not really a fan of it, but the performance of it is really exceptional. You know what it actually makes me think of, well, how it performs, is if they ever made a track version of the Cybertruck, the Tesla Cybertruck. That's the vibes that this car honestly gives off to me. The ride on this car is very firm. There is no body roll at all, which I thought was going to be a serious problem, but apparently not. The car is very stiff, it's very planted, and it doesn't really understeer, but there is a lot of oversteer. As I said, those rear wheels do light up a lot, and it is a lot of fun to take this car around some corners. And down the main straightaway on Kyoto Driving Park, this car is able to reach over 300 kilometers per hour, so it is no slouch at all. Now, just like every other Vision GT car, you cannot add anything to this vehicle. I know some Vision GT cars, you're able to actually add a fully customizable racing transmission. This, the only thing you can add is your tire compound. It's the only thing you can change. So the only upgrade you can really make to it is to change from racing hard tires to racing soft tires. And if you want to add a hydraulic handbrake, you can, but there's really no need. And when it comes to visual customization, there is none. You can't add any parts to it. So if you do want to change something, you can only change paints and add liveries. So if you are lazy to actually make your own, you can head on over to Showcase, because there are actually a ton of liveries there that are actually quite good. Now we take it back out on circuit, and you're not going to believe this, but the car performs exactly the same. Now the only thing we could change was tires, and as you can see, the vehicle still lights up the rear wheels. However, there is a slight increase in the grip level. Now that sums up the street version of the Italdesign Vision GT. Now the off-road mode. Now I said the only difference between this and the street version is the height increase, and visually looking at it, we can see that the tire compound is slightly different. Now it gives us the same paint options, nothing is different there, it's the exact same thing, and it costs the exact same price. However, if you are gonna pick up one, I suggest picking up the off-road version. Now, just like the street version, you cannot upgrade anything on this vehicle performance wise. The only thing you can actually change now is your tire compound. And unlike the street version where you aren't allowed to purchase the tires, you can purchase the tires with the off-road version, which means yes, you will have more of a variety. You'll be able to use this car off-road and on-road. And as I said, the performance is exactly the same, the handling is exactly the same. So why not just spend $1 million on the off-road version and have the chance of using it off-road for whatever reason you want to use it off-road, then buying the street version for the same amount, and you have less variety when it comes to events. Now, when we actually do use the Italdesign VGT off-road, we experience something that we don't actually get to in this game. Now, this is a hybrid off-road vehicle that is basically from the future, and it is incredibly rapid around the circuit. It handles bumps incredibly well. The suspension really soaks the bump, and you don't really go flying all over the place. The suspension isn't too hard. Now, coming around the turns, this car has immense power, 1,200 brake horsepower going to all four wheels, and it's spinning. The car sounds incredible on redline. Yes, I am not the best driver when it comes to off-road scenarios, but this car has enough power for me to still make it around a lap incredibly fast. But on a serious note, what really impressed me was how well this car just goes over bumps. It's like it's not even there, even though you're airborne. The car has such a cushioned landing that's actually quite surprising. Now, I did say the car's handlings are the same, but I do feel the off-road handling is a bit softer and less aggressive when it comes to bumps and things compared to the street version for obvious reasons. You can't come off-roading with a stiff suspension, because then your car is just gonna end up on its roof, and no one wants that. So, as you can see, the car can get unsettled for a bit, but it handles itself, it regains its composure, and it gets you around the circuit as fast as possible. So, the Italdesign VGT, I prefer this over the Ferrari VGT. That car was honestly such a flop. But this is really something to actually experience. It's a really good car. The only thing in my opinion that is holding it back is the futuristic styling. But it's a Vision GT, it's supposed to be futuristic. This is the future of where people see cars going. And if this is the future, I guess we're just gonna have to live with it. So, I hope you guys did go on to enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 content. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.